There was a lot of violence, a lot of yelling in our home. My brother, he was a very angry person, and he was into gangs, and he was angry because dad abandoned him. My 8th grade year, he got murdered outside of our home, gunshots. It's a lot of insecurities, a lot of anxiety.
So what happened?
And so I was gonna hang myself. I already had it.
Junior on the beat, boy. Ya estás, podcast, boy. Let's go. Ya estás, no vuelvo para atrás, libre del Alcatraz, en la guerra tengo paz. Mis metralletas es la oración y adoración, salvación para mi nación, manifestar el reino es la meta. Puesta la armadura, que las criaturas andan duras de la dimensión oscura, mi alma se apresura.
Yo, what up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of
Ya
Ya
Estás Podcast.
Estás. Yo, Lamont, what's good, bro?
Man, let's do this, bro. Let's do this. What's up, San Diego?
Repping, I see you repping.
Yeah,
hard.
man. It's Tony Gwynn,
Let's go.
el clásico.
Hey, so nuestra invitada hoy, bro, is someone when I heard her story, I was like, man, we gotta have her on the pod. I told her a little bit ago about hopping on, and finally the time is here. So let's give a warm welcome to our sister Judy.
Judy, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, thanks for making the time.
Thank
And I know it was kind of scrambling last minute, but hey, we appreciate you giving us the time and space.
Thank you.
So, hey, to take advantage of the time, tell us where you're from, your upbringing.
I'm from Anaheim, California, but I was like raised in San Diego.
Okay.
My upbringing was just your typical mom, dad, siblings. But there was, just to dive in there, there was a lot of violence, a lot of yelling in our home. My brother, he was a very angry person, and he was into gangs and things like that. And he was angry because his dad abandoned him, and he was blaming my mom for it.
So this is your half brother,
Yeah, it was my half brother,
older, I suppose.
older. He's gone now, rest in peace. But yeah, he was just so angry, and he couldn't understand why his dad would up and leave him like that. And so he couldn't take that anger out on his dad, so he took it out on my mom, physically.
Oh, wow.
Physically. And so as a young child, I would see that.
When you say young, how old are we talking about?
Elementary. Yeah.
So your brother was teens,
Yeah, he was a teen.
like 16.
Yeah, like 16, 15.
He was already
16.
strong,
Yeah.
and he would abuse your mom.
He would abuse her.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what was your dad around?
My dad, he worked in Anaheim. He worked at a factory, like an electronic factory. So he was gone Monday through Friday, and he would come Friday night. And so he would see my mom like broken, like with a busted lip, black eye, bruised up, scratched, and all that. So he would get mad, and then he would like go and take it out on my brother, basically like defending my mom.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it was just like just like a
Vicious cycle.
a
or-
vicious cycle of my brother on my mom, and then when my dad would get home and he would see her all bruised up, he would defend her. So then my dad would get on my brother physically as well. So just growing up, like just seeing all of that as a kid, like it was just a lot of chaos.
So
What triggered your brother to do that?
Just
What would you notice?
the abandonment, like from his dad. He didn't know his dad.
Well, was there something that would trigger, that would open that space for him to say, "Hey, mom, did your mom ask something of him? Like, what would spark that anger in him?"
Well, he would drink alcohol too.
Okay.
And then he got involved with gangs as well.
Okay.
And so, like, I think probably just being in the gang life and seeing all the violence that goes on in that world as well. Probably he didn't have a father figure. He didn't have that male role model. So I think he found like a family and support with his gang,
Mm.
and all that influenced him, and him thinking like that was normal to him. So,
What did that make you feel towards your brother?
man, angry. I would
Were
feel
you scared of
angry.
him?
Yeah, I was scared of my brother. Yeah, most
Was your
definitely.
mom scared of your brother?
Yes, she was too. She was.
Was your brother a big kid?
Oh, he
Big
was
16-year-old?
he uh he was scrawny, but when he passed, his height was 6'2".
Oh,
He's a big kid.
yeah.
Yeah, 6'2".
What did he pass off?
He got murdered
Yeah.
when I was in middle school, my 8th grade year. He got murdered outside of our home, gunshots. Yeah,
It was gang violence.
gang violence. Yeah, he was really in it, like deep in it.
So was he obviously active on the streets, but
Mhm.
was he like creating chaos on the streets as well?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Most definitely he was. But that was like in his teens. And most of his time, like he was in juvenile hall, he was in prison, things like that. And we would go and visit him. And he when he became like an adult, like maybe like in his 21, 22, that's when he started getting into his Chicano studies, and he got really into like all like the Aztecs and the Mayans and all that cultural stuff. And
That's typical,
so
huh? With the
yeah,
Mexican,
yup,
Oh yeah.
the Aztec
yeah,
calendar.
yup,
I was all into I
calendar,
was all into that. Actually, my dad is all like,
yup, yup. And all like, everything, the sage and the copal and the palo santo and all of that, all the sweat lodges and things like that. And
so
so,
he was looking for
mm-hmm,
something that give him peace and yeah, truth.
yep,
Yeah, obviously, because
mm,
you want to worship what is true, right?
yes.
So when he gets murdered, well, what was that impact towards you? Like,
Ooh.
Relief? No?
No, no relief, because at that time, like I was getting to know my brother.
Gotcha.
And the brother that I guess that I knew as a kid, he was a kid as well. So he had a lot of learning to do, a lot of growing up, and when he was in prison, he had that time to reflect, I guess, and grow up. And he did like apologize to my mom. He did apologize to my dad. I remember
Oh, he was able to reconcile.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
that's
He
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
And so I remember we were visiting him in prison, and my dad, he looked over at my dad and said, "I'm sorry." Like, "Perdóname." And my dad didn't cry then, like at the visit. It wasn't until we got in the car and we were driving away from the prison is when my dad told my mom, and he started crying, and that was like the first time I ever seen my dad cry. And I was just like, whoa, like that's whoa, wow. And he was telling my mom, so that's how I found out like he had said sorry to him.
Mm. So being how old were you when he passed?
I was in
Middle
eighth
school.
grade,
Oh,
eighth
yeah,
grade,
yeah.
so
S-
about, I don't know, 14 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, like 14.
Did did all that violence at home and obviously that experience, did that shape you in any way? Do you feel like that was a point
Hmm.
in your life where it stirred you in a different way emotionally or
It did. I wasn't a violent person. Like I wouldn't go and hurt other people or be a bully or anything like that. It just riddled me with a lot of anxiety and feeling like I was like walking on eggshells all the time. So it was a lot of anxiety. It was a lot of that, and just nervousness. I couldn't really, when people would talk to me, I couldn't really look at them in their eyes or anything. And now I know why. It was because of what was happening in home. that shape that behavior of
That
anxiety,
environment.
that environment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
'Cause you would
always.
probably when your brother would beat up your mom,
Mhm.
you would run and possibly hide.
Hide. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you thought you were next.
Yes.
Did he
Yes.
ever put hands on you or?
No. Never.
That's good.
Mm-mm.
Or
And
threaten you.
Threaten me? Yes.
bunch of times.
Yeah. Yep.
How many other siblings?
I have three other sisters.
Younger.
No. Yeah, we have a baby sister, but I have two older sisters.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So they were from the same dad as your brother, or?
No. No.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, my brother had his own dad, and then me and my baby sister are from my dad, and then I have my two sisters that are from another dad, but they're
Older.
yeah, older.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that anxiety was created because you didn't know what was coming next, right? Like
Yep. Yep.
it became a norm.
Insecurities.
Insecurities, a lot of insecurities, a lot of anxiety. Just not like trying to build a confidence, but didn't know how because I was so anxious, and my nervous system, the nervous system was just not balanced, just out of whack.
So that just shows you how being exposed to violence at such a young age,
Yeah.
it it just stirs you, right? And it
Mhm.
actually it traumatizes you.
It does traumatize you.
Have you ever seen therapy or any sort of?
I did, not as a kid or growing up. It was until recently, like when I really came to the end of myself. That's when I knew, like, whoa, I need help, like big time.
So how was it at your young adult, like through
High school.
middle school, high school?
Mhm.
What was your life like?
It was good. I did have a few, like I did have like a group of friends and things like that. Um and I did hang out with the popular girls. I did. I did. I wasn't like an outcast or anything like that. But it was pretty chill. Like I would not get into fights. I was just doing school, but I would ditch a lot because I started smoking weed.
What school did you go to? High school over there? Magnolia? Savannah?
Maybe Magnolia. I think Magnolia, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, elementary. Because then I moved here into
What
San.
what part? Sorry, what part of Anaheim did you live in?
Dang.
Ball, like Ball Road, Beach Boulevard.
Fullerton, I believe.
Oh, that's rich. That's rich. Fullerton's rich.
Fullerton.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good for you.
So you started smoking weed. Was that to calm the anxiety, or?
To try to calm the anxiety, but it would bring me more anxiety.
Yeah.
Mm.
So then I'm like, okay, if this is not it, so what's next, So like I had a neighbor that was in high school. I was in middle school. I was like probably like 7th grade, 8th grade. Yeah, like 7th grade. And she was my neighbor and she was like in 9th grade. So like, and she had an older brother and she was cool with her brother, like really awesome. Like they had a really good relationship. And so one night she's like, come over, like I'm gonna have my friends there, blah, blah, blah. Like, we'll get alcohol. I'll tell my brother to buy us some alcohol. And I was like, oh, bet. Like, all right. And we got some coolers.
Oh,
One coolers.
typical, right? That's the
That's how you
Sky?
start off.
that's the start
Sky?
off.
That's the start off. That's
The
the
Smirnoff,
Smirnoff Ice,
the lemonade.
the Boones, no?
the
that's-
the
that-
boonies, no, the MD-40, then the Four Locos, and then
Those are automatic headaches. Automatic,
Oh,
bro.
yeah.
Things are
Loaded with
nasty.
sugar.
disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that night was the first night that I drank.
Mm.
And I felt the effects of alcohol and I was like, I like this. And it calmed that anxiety. It calmed it. So I was like, okay. And it brought a little confidence with it as well. So I was like, okay, this is my thing,
Juice.
This is the
Super
juice.
Power.
This is the superpower. This is it. All right, let's go. And when you're young like that, you don't really stop and think, right? That this is gonna destroy you someday. One day, it's gonna catch up to you, you know? And so,
Did your mom have any, like, did she, from that environment of domestic, did she become like more, like, did she separate herself from you guys more? Or it was more like, I want to be on top of it more? Like, what type of mom did she become after your brother?
she was like that. Very,
Like,
uh,
Protective or
yeah, she took care of us. She was a really great mom. Very strong mom too, you know? And uh she protected my sisters all the time. She would be like that overly like you're not wearing makeup, not shaving your legs, you're not going
no
with
shaving your
friends.
legs?
Yeah.
Is that illegal? That's hard, right?
You know, hey, it's like old school, you know, like
Yeah.
and so she would be on top of my sisters like that, you know, and obviously they were older, they would like sneak out the house, do their thing, whatever they wanted to do and things like that. But she was overall she was a very overprotective mom and she
Mm.
took care of us. But
So you drink and then you go home. Does your mom catch you?
no, at this time she's working two jobs.
Gotcha.
She's working two jobs.
And then your dad's not home.
Yeah, so my dad's not home. And so
All this free time.
yeah, exactly. So it was like a little bit to get away, like, you know, to get over and get away with things. So, and she was my neighbor. Like we lived in the same apartment complex.
You guys are there.
So it was like door to door, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm gonna go spend the night at so and so's house. Oh, okay. And my mom thinking, well, it's right there. You know what I mean? It's fine.
Mm.
Yeah.
So that's wild. So how often did you start drinking?
My teenage years, not like crazy. It wasn't super crazy, but it was here and there. Like let me get a 40 or things like that.
Let me get a 40.
Yeah, it went from coolers to 40s. Yeah,
That's it.
like Mickey's and all of that.
Yeah.
Dang. Colt
That's
45.
Ew, no, those I never.
Some King Cobras, OE.
Oh, English.
Yeah, OE. Yeah.
So, and that did it become a problem eventually, or
Yeah, eventually it did. Just, you know, growing up and then like going to a lot of quinceañeras and things like that and sneaking a little bit of beer here, whatever. And then it was not until maybe like my 21st birthday.
Mm,
I went to downtown and I got like, even though I was already drinking, but I stepped into like the nightlife. I had an ID. I could go to the club. I could go to the bar. I could sit at a bar and have like an adult beverage, you know, at the bar. So my 21 birthday was like I think it was like Mardi Gras and downtown. Or
San Diego?
yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and it was
it
wild.
was popping.
Yeah, it was popping. And it was my birthday. I went out there and all these strangers just wanted to buy me shots, you know? All like everybody's like cuz I was wearing like my a birthday shirt. Like I'm turning 21. So they were like, "Oh, buy her a birthday girl, buy her a shot, buy her a shot."
So you got faded.
Yeah, I was dancing on like a table and yeah. Yeah, it was
You were that
wild.
person.
Yeah, I was
You were
that
that
person.
person,
A
okay.
very, I'll tell you, like a very bubbly, up, like just very happy, go lucky drunk, like all the time.
So it was a different personality that would.
Yes, and it would, you know, like I said earlier, the anxiety, right? Once I got the liquid courage into me, that anxiety would just come away. It would just go away. And that confidence came up and I'd be like act a way that it was just like really smooth, like just, you know, like kick up your feet, like,
Yeah.
you know.
And once you drink, you can dance, right?
Or you think you can dance.
dance, or you speak another language.
Yeah, you
Kinds
think
of
you
things.
can
You
dance.
can drive.
You
So how old were you when you moved out?
So I So when I was 17, I had my first child.
Mm.
I had my first
Okay.
daughter when I was 17 years old. So at that time when I had her, that's when I moved out. And I moved in with my so now husband now.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Oh, you still together?
Yeah, we're still
Oh, that's
together.
cool.
Mhm.
That's cool.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
All right. So did that ever become a problem? Like you partying and being a mom?
No, not really.
She said no, not
'Cause
really.
I mean, yeah, like thinking about it back then now cuz I'm sober, you know. Of course, like that's not good, you know what I mean? Like that's not good because
But you're young. I mean,
yeah, you're so young and naive that you don't really stop and think like wow, like what can impact your daughter or your kid, whatever, you know, your son or daughter. And so,
My sister had her daughter at 15. Yeah, my sister Sharon had her daughter at 15. And we loved that baby.
mhm,
And we moved in together. We used to take care of that baby. Like we moved away from my mom too, and then but my sister, she liked to party too.
mm,
mm,
So we would take Jessiquitis, as a baby. She witnessed a lot of things
mhm.
because we did a lot of things. That's crazy.
see, that's the thing when they say, "Oh, it's cool to be a young parent. You have all this energy, blah blah blah." It's like, not really, because you're not mature enough to raise a child.
Yep.
And you got to learn how to be a parent quick.
Yes.
And yes, and the problem is that you haven't lived yet.
Yeah.
Not saying that
Yep.
to party and all that is necessary,
Yeah. But yeah, I get it.
but
Life experiences,
yeah,
the
like,
wisdom.
yeah,
Yeah.
like, we raise broken children,
Mhm.
and then there comes another
Cycle
pattern.
again.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
You know, it's like whatever we don't fix or heal within us, it goes on to our children.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
So, okay, 21st birthday party, wilding out,
Already a mom.
already a mom.
um,
How many kids do you have?
I have two
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 kids?
girls.
Two
Yeah.
girls.
Mhm.
All right, all right. How old is
My first child, my daughter Natalie, she is about
To turn 18, maybe?
yeah, she's about to turn 18.
Oh,
She's about to graduate high school
wow.
Oh wow.
in May next month, practically.
Mm-hmm.
And then I have my 5-year-old. No, she just turned 6.
Oh
Oh,
wow.
you got a little baby, baby.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
6.
little 6-year-old.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, did the party continue or
Yes, it did. It continued, and I think because it, like, I guess, like, in my mind, I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm drinking, but I'm also like balancing out mom life, my home life. I'm still being
A wife.
responsible, a wife. Even I'm like, okay, so Saturdays, if I go out and have a drink at the bar or whatever, like it's okay, it's that Saturday, but Monday through Friday, I'm the mom. I'm doing grocery shopping. I'm cooking dinner. I'm taking my baby to school. I'm doing I'm still being responsible. So it's okay.
yeah.
That was in my mind. Like if I could, if I'm doing all of this, taking care of all my responsibilities, living in my own place, paying my own bills, then I'm allowed to have a little fun on the weekends. So that's how my mentality worked, and that's how it flowed.
So when did it catch up to you?
Hmm. Well, it was not until maybe like 2023,
Oh wow.
that year of 2023. I had been drinking a lot like throughout my years and all of that. But 2023, a lot of things had happened. Like for me and my husband, like things our marriage was a little bit rocky, and um something like just rockiness, things that we had to sort out that were bringing a lot of pain as well, and a lot of stress. So um I drink even more to cope with it. So like drinking went from fun to now it's my vice. To now it's okay, I'm drinking because I'm dealing with this, but it's too heavy. I,
Every day?
Not every, well, maybe like I would catch myself like me cooking dinner, I would have myself my glass of little wine or whatever.
Right.
And then when Friday hit, I'd be like trying to hit up anybody, like, let's go. Like, who wants to come over? Like, can we go over to your house? Like,
With your husband or just?
yeah, yeah,
friends?
yeah. No, with my husband.
Yeah.
Like, I would drink a lot with his family and things like that. So we would like, let's do it, you know? And so that's how that turned into like not having
Control.
control. And so 2023, things were not good with my marriage. Things were happening behind the scenes, and I was drinking more, and I was feeling really depressed. And the anxiety, the alcohol wasn't cutting it anymore. It was like the anxiety riddled me even more the more I drank. And I'm like, dude, but this used to like be my thing. Like, what happened? What's going on? Like, this sucks. Like, what? And so I went through a lot of suicide as well. Even when I was a child, like my teenage years.
Well, that hiding from your brother.
Yes.
Thinking, am I in the way? Am I not worth
Mhm.
anything?
Mhm.
Maybe you weren't getting that hug from your mom because she was always
Uh-huh.
trying to defend herself.
Uh-huh.
That domestic violence. I mean,
Mhm. Mhm.
man, I think we don't speak about it too much
Yeah.
because I don't know why, but man, it damages a lot of people.
It does.
I live domestic violence.
Mm.
So it's like
Mm.
there's things that bring me back to that memory, and I'm like, shoot, why am I feeling a certain way about it? Like it was so long time ago, and
Mhm.
that perpetrator ain't here no more. Like, why is this tapping into that part of my memory, right?
Mm.
And it can be, well, it hasn't happened in a long time, but or maybe somebody trying to argue. When I see
Mm.
like a couple arguing,
Mhm.
and I see the man like trying to,
Yeah, yeah.
it,
It's like a trigger.
to me, I'm like, I wish you would. You know what I mean? Like, because I'm in my mind, I'm thinking like for a long time,
Uh-huh.
I want to be that protector.
Uh-huh.
And it's that part where I hate bullies.
But unfortunately, when a guy steps in the middle of a couple fight,
Yeah.
usually it always ends up wrong because the woman is gonna take him back. It's once again that vicious
That vicious
cycle,
cycle.
and it's
Mm.
pretty much in vain. And I get it because I get triggered like that too,
Yeah.
right? Like
Yeah.
I'm like,
Like a man putting his hands on a woman. It's
yeah,
just like
then the woman,
then the woman is yeah, yeah, yeah.
it happens way too often.
It does.
So it's just violence
Mhm.
is part of our
Mhm.
brokenness, of
Yeah.
our dark side.
Yep. It opens the door.
Yeah, like look at what happened to your brother,
Mhm.
It
Mhm.
caught up to him, right?
It sure did.
And it's just not part of our being,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
That's why I think it scars us and it breaks us so much that it carries on,
Mhm.
like you said right now.
And you're heavy breathing, you just change.
Yeah.
Like when you're about to fight, that's so weird how
Oh yeah.
blood,
Out.
everything inside you is like destroy.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I
Survival.
remember,
Mhm.
man, long time ago, we were in downtown, and the Marines always trying to fight.
Oh man.
Marines always
Let's
trying to.
get the liquor in themselves too.
Yeah.
Oh,
But I made a mistake. And I want to say it's a mistake because it is. I had a friend
Mhm.
that this guy would always pick fights, and he didn't know how to fight, bro.
I had one of those. I had one of
And
those
he was that guy, bro.
Yeah.
Always like, yeah, yeah, woo, woo. He had a big mouth, but he knew, I had size, my other friend had size. So he knew like my friends, they're gonna help me.
Mhm.
And this particular night, I remember we were somewhere in Gaslamp, and this Marine was gonna fight, and I think that was the last time I punched somebody, bro. I grabbed, I don't know what happened. I was drunk too. I grabbed, in downtown they use those menudo cans, the huge ones,
Oh yeah, yeah,
for
yeah.
like cigarette butts.
Oh.
And I grabbed one, bro, and I put it inside my fist.
Oh.
Oh dang.
And this dude, he swung, and he was more drunk than I was.
Mhm.
So when he swung, I just saw that swing. Oh yeah.
You were like,
I just
"Bring
went
it."
back. I just went back. Oh yeah, this dude is bad. Yeah. And what happened was I knocked him out and he hit his head. And I heard yelling, oh, oh my gosh, he's dead. Everybody started yelling, he's dead, he's dead. All the girls. That was the last time I fought because I got scared
Mm,
because I thought I was gonna get, if he
Mm.
ends up dying,
yeah.
that's it. I
Yeah.
can get what?
Oh yeah,
I don't even want it. Is it manslaughter? I don't know what it is.
yeah. It's manslaughter.
Not attempted murder.
No,
No.
No, no, it's
Mans-
involuntary manslaughter.
Uh-huh.
Something like that.
But that the feeling of that rage,
Yeah.
and because it brought me back to those images of my sister beating me up.
Mm.
Oh,
So it was like one of those times where
Oh.
like my sister taking advantage of me,
Mhm.
me being disciplined on my knees, just this whole tsunami of feelings, right?
Mm.
So that would always like,
Over.
okay, when somebody's gonna get down, I get those are the triggers that I was talking about.
Mm.
so you're saying obviously the liquor's not cutting it anymore, and
Yep.
no weed. I mean, anxiety. I'm sure it increased, right?
It did.
So now you're saying depression,
Dep-
suicidal thoughts.
Suicidal thoughts and um the suicidal thoughts, it was one night I was at my friend's house and we had buying like a Jack Daniels bottle.
By the way, I don't like that Jack Daniels or
I don't mess
Jose.
with whiskey.
Oh, I don't like Jose. Mm. And so I was at her house and we were drinking and I was by myself and it was just like a girl like a just a like a girl's night, like just, let's spill out all of our problems and our sorrows and whatnot.
Mm.
And so we're drinking and next thing you know, like 10 p.m. turns into like for me till like 7 a.m. and I'm still drinking. And I'm like,
7 a.m.
yeah, 7 a.m. It was that bad, like bad. And
Do you remember, or did you black out?
no, I didn't black out. Like, I don't know. Like, I was a really like
Functional.
functional, like can hang drunk. Like, let's go. That's terrible.
Yes, because
That's dangerous.
you were drinking every day. You had
Yeah,
endurance.
yeah, exactly. Like I had high tolerance. And so
Liquor stamina.
yeah. And like we would be like, what time does the liquor store open? Like 10 or CVS, 10 a.m. Oh, let's go get another like 12 pack or something. So it was like that. Like we were drinking really heavily. And at this time, like I said, I was going through it with my husband.
Mm.
And at that time he wasn't living in the home. We had gotten in a like just in a big fight. Things were just bad between us and I kicked him out. And so within those 4 months that he was out of the house, I was really, really, really depressed. And so alcohol, was my vice. And so I went to her house. It was 7 a.m. I was like, let's drink more. Like I want to drink more. She stopped, but I was like, I'm just so I don't want to feel this pain. Like I don't want to feel this depression. I don't want to feel this anxiety. I don't want to feel nothing. I just want to like numb. And so 7 a.m., still drinking, still drinking. 7 a.m. turns into 10 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
18 hours of drinking?
18 hours of drinking.
And no blackout.
No blackout. Because I was eating and drinking water at the same time. Like it wasn't just like, oh, liquor, 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 liquor. Like, no, I was eating and things like that. And so she was like, well, I'm gonna go home. Like I'm gonna like go to sleep, So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna go. She's like, are you sure? Can you drive? And I was like, yeah, I'm good. Like I can drive. Like I'm good. And mind you, I never drove drunk ever. Like in all the times that I was in my times of drinking, like I never drove drunk except that time. And I did. I went home, I drove drunk, and I made it home. I made it home. And I came home to like a silent home because my husband wasn't there and my daughter was with him. So it was just me at home and with my thoughts, with my pain, with my depression, with my anxiety. And I don't want to sit in this silence. Like this is horrible. This is torment.
Mm.
So then I was like, I have a beer in the fridge. I go and crack up the beer, and I'm like just sitting at my table and I'm just drinking my beer. And then I hear a voice say, just do it. Just do it. And I'm like, and then the thought came in, just kill yourself.
Mm.
And I was like, whoa, okay. Cause you know what? My life is bad. Not with my husband right now. Going through depression, anxiety. I'm riddled like this.
Did you know it was depression?
Yes, I knew. Yeah. Cause I was always sad. I would cry. Wake up in the morning and just cry. Just want to sleep a lot. I just didn't want to be alive anymore.
Did
And
your husband notice it or?
not really. I wouldn't say he didn't, but he did one day. He did come to the house and he said, "You know what? Every time I come, I see you drinking like a little bit like more." And I'm just like, whatever. Like, just brushed it off. Didn't, you know,
Yeah. Did
continue.
you consider getting help or?
At that time, no. And it didn't even cross my mind. I was just so deep in my emotion, like that my emotions were just like driving me. Like they were my master. Like the emotions were just overtaking everything. And I gave, like, I was so like so riddled with sadness, so riddled with with just like really sadness, and I couldn't really speak to anybody about it because you feel embarrassed. Like, hey, I'm going through suicide. People think, oh, she's crazy. We got to put her in a home or in a psych ward because she's gonna off herself. Or I was also scared of saying that I was suicidal because I didn't want them to take away my daughter, because I was an unstable, mentally unstable to take care of my daughter or something like that. So that was kind of like a fear as well. So
So when you heard that voice, so you started thinking, okay,
I
I
started
should do
thinking
it.
I should do it. I didn't like hesitate. I said, "Yeah, let's go."
Oh wow.
Did you think about the process or?
No, because I was so riddled with emotion, and then the alcohol. Put those two things together, it's a disaster. That's a recipe for disaster.
Mhm. So what happened?
And so I was gonna hang myself.
Wow.
Yeah, and I already had it, like the rope around my neck already, and I don't know. I just like I was about to kick the chair, and I don't know, but it something inside said no, and I didn't do it.
How did you feel it super,
Like strong,
yeah,
yeah,
authority?
like an authority. Yes, yes, yes,
Obviously, we know it was the voice
yes.
of God.
Now I know. Now I know that it was him.
Your mom never talked about God with you at all?
She did. She did. She did. She tried to like she had Jehovah Witnesses friends and things like that. Um, but not really. We knew of him, but we didn't know him.
Mm.
We didn't have that relationship with God. Um,
Did you cry out to him or?
no, which was insane. Like God did not even cross my mind in that time. Like I would see it like it it was a weird thing because I knew, okay, God, but I didn't know how important. I thought it was just something that the world would mention,
Yeah,
you know? Like
like,
God
yeah.
and God bless America. You know, it was
Yeah,
like,
it's just like a saying, like,
yes,
uh,
yeah,
Pledge of Allegiance.
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
like something not real, right?
Yes, exactly. So that's why I never really crossed my mind to cry out to him or to seek a higher power.
So you were standing at the chair, like ready to kick it,
Yeah.
and you heard that authority say, just no, or?
Like just no, like inside of it was like something inside of my body that was like Like, this is so wrong.
Mm.
Like, no.
And what happened next?
So I got off and then I just fell to the floor and cried and cried and cried. And then probably like half an hour later, I get a knock on the door and it's my husband bringing my daughter home. And she was 8 at that time. So I couldn't imagine like her coming home and then like seeing me hanging from there. Like that, like that broke me. Like just the thought. I'm like, wow, how could I do that to her? You know, like how could I do that to her? Like, you know, like I'm her mom. Like that's not only ending my life because I'm going through this, but I'm gonna take
Oh yeah, you.
that mom away from my daughter. Like what? So I
It's like when you missed your brother, you probably felt that too. Like I miss my, even though you had your problems at home, but when your brother wasn't there, you were like, I'm not gonna see him again.
yeah, yeah. So it took me back there too.
So how did you come to God? Like, how did you have that experience, that encounter?
So,
That's
Can I
where it
ask you
gets
a quick
history.
question?
yeah,
Is does that have anything to do what happened in that apartment?
yeah,
Oh, it does.
yeah, yeah.
Because it happened
I
to
was,
my cousin too.
yeah. She was
So
there.
she was
She
there.
was there with me.
That moment was so impactful, and I'm gonna say it like this, because it was supernatural.
Yeah,
So when something supernatural happens, it has nothing to do with the physical.
no,
And it convinces you because you feel it like in your gut, like this something's happening right now.
yeah,
And what is this? So
yes.
you gonna talk about that day?
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it.
Okay, so what
It's
happened?
part of my testimony.
Oh, it is.
Yes, it
Oh
is.
shoot, let's get it, cause the clock
Yeah,
is ticking.
yeah, yeah.
So what happened?
So that night, um, or so like my neighbor, he lived downstairs from us, and he was like really like he was like a really good friend to us, to my husband. And so like he wanted to move out of where he was at. He was living with a bunch of roommates and he wanted to you know get out of that and be more a little more independent. So he moved downstairs. We brought him in and he was really cool, like family friend and everything. Like he was really awesome. And it wasn't just like, oh, we know you for a few months. No, we knew him for years. And then he moved downstairs to us. So uh so prior to that night, it was like 3 days. 3 days we were, or like 4 days, we were seeing him different. He would not go to work. He would not sleep. And he would like walk out of his house, like go on the street, walk to his mom's house barefoot. And we were like, what the hell? This is not him. Like that's not that's out of his character, out of his like what the heck? So then we started noticing little things like that. And then like in the mornings, like 6 in the morning, he would be outside waving a freaking axe in our parking lot. And like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna chop them up in little pieces."
Would you call him by his name? Hey, Juanito,
Hell
what
no.
are you doing?
No, no.
Really?
At this time, like I was like, no,
Something's happening.
something's happening, and I was scared. Like I just didn't want to,
That anxiety.
that anxiety, that anxiety, that anxiety.
Did you feel like that brought you back to, or took you back to
Yes, yes, took me back to that
brother?
childhood. Yeah.
Oh
Hmm.
wow,
Yeah,
that was a trigger.
it was a trigger. So that's why I
Yeah.
stayed away, even though like we wanted to help.
So was he tweaking or?
No.
That was my first initial thought too. Like,
Mm-mm.
man, was he?
And he was a
I
big
think
weed
Then
smoker.
I don't know why, but I mean, continue with your story. I want to mention something, but continue with your story.
Mhm. He was a big weed smoker, like
okay.
big pothead. So he wasn't like on meth or coke or anything like that. Can I say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, we haven't gotten canceled yet.
So he wasn't on that, and so we were like, okay. So my husband, he was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to get in contact with his mom, his family, to like see if they ever saw like, something up with him. And so he did. He talked to his mom and his sisters, and they were talking about. He was like, well, what if we do like una ayuda, like we help him, like we get together and we help him, take him to therapy or whatever it is. And so they all that day, like that day, his mom and his siblings all came over to his apartment, and
Mm.
they were having like a meeting in the house, and they were just like, are you okay? Like, we've seen you like do things that out of your regular, like that's not you walking on the streets with no shoes. You're talking fast, your speech is really like fast, you're looking a little weird, like you're letting yourself go, you're not going to work, like you're waving a freaking axe in the parking lot. And so he was like, no, I'm good. And he acted so good that day, like with his family, acted so good. But then he told his sister, oh, okay, right now, like I feel like this is a new beginning for me. Can you shave my whole? He had really beautiful hair, like really black, beautiful hair. And he told his sister to shave his head off, like completely. Then he told her, shave my eyebrows off. And his sister was like, huh? Your eyebrows? Nah, I'm not gonna do that. He's like, yeah, just do it. It's okay. And so she was like, okay. And so she did it. She shaved off his eyebrows. And then he was in the bathroom shaving all his body, like
And it looked like
everything.
Powder. Remember that movie Powder?
Oh yeah.
So I was like, okay. And so they were there with him for a few hours, and then my husband was there with him, and then the mom and everybody was gonna leave. It was like 7 or like maybe like set like 9 p.m., like 9 p.m., and they're already leaving. Soon as they leave, he says bye to everybody and he closes the door. He locks the door behind them, looks at my husband and said, you ready to die?
Dang.
Like like it flipped, like something flipped within him, like flipped. And mind you, he has no eyebrows, no hair.
So he looks,
He looks crazy,
yeah.
crazy.
Plus, you guys don't recognize his look no more. I
No.
mean, I'm sorry, his eyes,
Yeah.
like you can't
Oh, yeah.
recognize him anymore. Like,
That
whoa, it's
is,
not Juanito anymore.
Yeah, it's not Juanito anymore.
Yeah.
that's his name?
Nah, I'm just
No.
making it up.
I'm not gonna use his name.
No, no, we don't.
Um, and so my husband's in there with him, and he's like trying to stay calm within his demeanor, and he grabbed a knife, the guy, our neighbor, he grabbed a knife from the kitchen and was just like waving it at him. And
Well, what are your thoughts? And
I'm upstairs.
oh, you're not there.
I'm not
Oh,
there.
okay.
This is my husband telling me the
Yeah.
story.
Tell me the story too.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I'm upstairs with his cousin. His cousin's daughter was staying with me at the time.
Mm.
So your cousin came to my house like before she was gonna head on to work. I don't know, something told her, go to the house, like just to see, check. And so we were upstairs. We were on the sofa. We were just chilling. We were just talking before she was gonna go to work and things like that. And mind you, when we're upstairs talking the whole time, my husband's being held hostage in my neighbor's apartment with a knife. And my husband's just like, like trying to convince him to call like help, like an ambulance or things like that. Like, and so he got super
Warning.
paranoid. He was like, no, they're out to get me. Like, paranoia. He was just like, they're out to get me. They're gonna get me. And my husband was like, nah, like you're good. They're not out to get you. No one's out to get you. And then he's like, you're out to get me. You want them to kill me. You want them to come to my house and kill me and get me. You. He was like, nah, everything is good. Like we're friends. He was like, you're not my friend. You're not my friend. And so somehow he convinced him to get on the phone with 911 to get an ambulance. And so he was on the phone. The neighbor was on the phone, and he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And he gave him the address and all that. And then he hears the knock on the door, and the ambulance came to the door. The EMTs came to the door, and they just came to like just to see what was going on. And then he slammed the door and he was like, "See," he turned around and he's like, "See, I told you, you're the one that called them to come and kill me. You're the one." And he's like, "Nah, like he was just like, nah."
By this time, you guys heard all the commotion, no?
Well, so then his sister gets to the house. His sister gets to the house. I don't know how she figured out what was happening, but I was walking your cousin down the stairs because she was leaving already. And at the end of the stairway, the neighbor's sister standing there crying. And I'm like, "What the hell?" I was like, "Are you okay?" She was like, "No, my brother, like something's going on with him." And then I was like, "What's going on?" I'm so confused. And then all I hear is a window break. He threw his TV that was mounted on the wall, he ripped it off the wall and threw it out the window. And that was the first time that I saw him with no hair, eyebrows shaved. His eyes were so dilated, like super dilated,
Was it all dark? Or?
all dark, like black. And he looks out the window after he broke the window. He looks out the window and looks at me. And
You're next.
Ooh, those eyes they pierced my soul.
Mm.
Like I've never seen a human being like that. Like I've had sleep paralysis and I've seen demons in my dreams, in my sleep and all of that. But that right there
Yes,
in real life,
Mm.
that was a demon. Like straight up demon in the flesh. And I was like, whoa, like, whoa. And then he was grabbing glass and he was chucking it at me. He was throwing glass at me. And then I ran up my stairs, and your cousin, she ran out to the front. And then at that time when he threw the TV out the window, he had a back door. So he ran out of the back door and climbed up a fence.
your
My husband.
yeah.
And he made it around the complex to the front, and that's where he met your cousin and my husband. They met up, and my husband, all I could hear him say, "Go upstairs, lock the doors, don't come out." So I just run up the stairs and I locked that door. And I had my little 5-year-old, my little, at the time she was 4. She was sleeping. And then I had,
What time was it?
it was already 11 p.m. 11 p.m. I have my daughters upstairs, Maya's upstairs. They're all sleeping, 11 p.m. My sister is my neighbor. Right next door to me is my sister. My nieces, they're already in bed. My sister's already getting into bed. Like she's already laying in bed and she hears all this commotion. And then like I'm like, on the phone with my husband, looking out the window. And he's like, "Don't open the door. If he goes up there, don't open the door. Don't open the door." And I'm like, "Okay, okay." Like I didn't know what was going on, but I saw his face. I was like, "Oh, I ain't opening no door." And so then I was like, "What do I do?" And then I hear, "Oh, he's setting the apartment on fire. The smoke is coming." And then like I open my window to my living room.
Paramedics still there?
Paramedics, no, they're still there, but they're like assessing. They went to the door to assess the situation, what was really going on.
Yeah.
So then they left, and then I guess in that time they went to go and contact the cops and tell them like, "Yo, we have a manic situation on our hands. We need more than an ambulance. We need the whole SWAT team."
Yeah, for real. The spiritual SWAT.
The spiritual SWAT. And so
That's a good one.
all I see is smoke coming from the apartment. I see the smoke coming, and I'm just like, "Oh man!" And I'm in a panic now because he set the apartment on fire. I'm inside with my girls, and I'm like, "Okay, what do I do? Like, if I open that door, I want him to come and attack me, but I cannot stay in this building that it's burning, you know?" And so then um I see, like, I'm by the window and I see like rushing, like a whole, like maybe like a whole group of 20 cops rushing into our apartment complex. And they're all armed and they're all yelling at him. They're like, "Get your hands up where I can see them. Come out, come out." And he is not listening. He's like, whatever. he jumps out of the window, like jumps out of the window, and then makes it. I don't know how he. I don't know if he jumped over a fence or whatever, but he jumped out over something. He went straight to the main street, and then that's where they caught him because there was police surrounded our whole block, and they were all like surrounding each entryway and all that.
Yeah.
And so they caught him in the street. They said it took them, I don't know, maybe like 15 cops to really hold him down. He was like this might. They were talking about this might, this strength that he had. He was spitting on cops. He was like just
Yeah. Well, he was
manic.
possessed. Yeah.
Yeah,
So he has
manic.
supernatural
Yes,
strength.
supernatural strength.
So how did this end up? Like,
Man, well, he got arrested. He got taken to jail and things like that. And look, like his apartment, like it was the only one that got burned.
oh wow.
Like burned, like completely destroyed. My apartment was fine. My sister's apartment was fine.
So that was God intervened. So was that experience what made you seek
Yeah,
God, or?
that experience, cause I was like, whoa, like I've I've seen these. I guess I resonated with my sleep paralysis,
Mm.
cause I've seen these demons in my sleep.
You dream a lot?
And now, yeah. But back then, like when I wasn't under God's covering, like yeah, I used to get attacked a lot in my dreams. A lot.
So how did you come to that encounter with God?
Well, well, man, I don't know if we need a part two because I also dabbled into ayahuasca.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Well, that being said, I think we'll leave it at part two.
All right. So
Yeah. Yeah, because it's man, what now you're talking, that's a whole different
it's a
conversation.
whole nother conversation.
Let's cut a
Ooh.
corner though. Let's cut a corner. So what happens? Like, when is that moment where you ask God, like, God, I need your help? That day, my cousin calls me like crazy. Primo, I need you to come down. Bring the spiritual.
I remember you telling
Bring
me
the
about that.
spiritual.
No, he
Bring-
told me
bring-
he told me about that story.
Bring the. And you know what? The thing was that when she told me, I don't know where I was.
Hmm.
Where I don't know if it was the day of,
Uh-huh.
or I spoke to Maya. Maya was crying on the phone.
Poor Maya.
I prayed for Maya over the phone.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you guys want me to show up? I'm like 2 hours away. Like, it was one of those things where, you know, you know that only God can help you in that situation, because it's nothing physical, bro. We gonna fight this guy?
No.
Nothing you can do.
No.
Nothing you can do. Well, let's wrap it up and leave it a part two. I mean, you're part of the team, you're part of the
Yeah.
church, so
Well,
well,
at the end of the segment, bro, we're gonna leave this halfway, but
Yeah.
modo.
yeah. No, but we can make it happen.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah.
All right, so at the end of the pod, we always do the 5 Yastas questions. They're like super random.
Okay.
And the first one is what's something they misunderstand about Jesus?
Like as far as like
Like, just
me or like in
it
general.
it can be you, it can be anybody. Like, what do people
Mm.
misunderstand about him, about Jesus?
Like his commandments, right? Like
What
everybody.
anything?
No, like
Person, yo.
yeah, like yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. Like people think that he's like a rule book, like it's like his way, no way. You know what I mean? Like, but it's more than that. It's more than that. It's what he did on the cross for us. It's that love.
Mm.
It's that love that he has for us. You know? That's not how I see it, but like yeah, a lot of people they think that it's just when you come to Jesus it's like you have to quit this, you have to stop this, you have to stop the alcohol, the drugs, the women, whatever. But it's not like that.
Yeah.
It's you come to God and God cleans you up on like he's the one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't do nothing like with your own strength.
He didn't die on the cross just to take away
Yeah.
the fun stuff, right?
Yes, yes.
Well, because
Yes.
if you show up to Jesus with all your things in order,
Yeah,
you're gonna feel
Oh.
like it was you putting those in order.
exactly.
So if you come when you come like broken,
Mm.
then he's that great plumber, bro. Fixes all the leaks.
Yes, that handyman.
Handyman.
That's it.
Okay, so question number 2. What makes you laugh?
Hmm,
Like what makes you like get you that giggles?
man.
That's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good question because I laugh easily. Like if it's funny, I'm laughing. I think I just anything funny,
Yeah.
just anything funny.
A good joke.
A good joke. Oh yeah, a good joke.
And not to put my wife on blast, bro, but she laughs at anybody getting injured, bro. She like if you fall and chip your tooth or break your nose, she's like, "This is the funniest day ever." You're dying, bro, and she's like,
Oh, that's
She sees someone, there's something on the floor, someone's gonna trip. She's like, oh, wait, watch it, watch it. Look at it.
bro. One time I hit my toe so hard on the bed frame,
oh.
and you can hear, you know what I mean?
Pee.
That neighbor. And I'm like, this is death, right? And she's laughing on the bed. This is so fun. I'm like, what the heck? That's so
Ay,
funny.
Claudia.
I know she watches those bloopers, bro. Like people get hurt. They hurt. I can't watch those. To her, it's funny. Okay, John 14:4 says, Jesus said this: I am the truth, the way, and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. What does that Bible verse mean to you?
Man. Just, I guess, like, I guess me coming from, but like, doing all that stuff like ayahuasca, sage, things like that. Like, people are into different things, different truths, different,
Like seeking the truth.
yeah, seeking the truth, but like, now I know that he's my protection. I don't have to go and seek other things like evil eyes or go and put myself in sage. He's the truth. He's the way.
I looked that up.
Yeah, sage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna
know
be the
about that?
next. Yeah. Well,
You were
we're gonna
that.
save that. We're gonna save that for the next one.
Shoot, man, I got so many questions. Okay. Were you gonna say something else about that? Okay. Do you believe in luck or in purpose?
On purpose. There's no luck. I used to, but now coming to the truth, there's no coincidences. It's not by chance or by luck. It's all him.
You heard that voice that said no.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
don't do it.
Yep.
I
And
love
now everything like from my past, right? Like those moments that like I said, like suicide, those moments I could have died, but now I see that his hand was there. He was there.
Man.
So
Okay, that's a good question. My wife just got a flat tire. Yeah. Okay. So, question number 5. What food won't you eat? Won't eat.
won't eat.
Yeah, like it's on the table. You're like, oh, here, I cooked you up. You're like, this
Ooh, oysters.
oysters. I kind of like those. Low key, they're kind of good.
Yeah. Hey.
I know. Yeah. To each
Yeah,
their
yeah,
own,
yeah.
You know.
You know what I do? I freaking put limon, sal,
yeah.
chile.
You make a
I decorate that sucker.
like a churro loco in it.
Yeah.
But just like
Yeah.
slurping, like I don't know.
You gotta try those fresh ones, like the ones from
No,
Ensenada.
the cook ones.
And this is scary because, like, yeah, okay, cooked maybe. What do you call those? Like, they have
Siete Mares.
Oh
no,
no, gratinados, no.
something like that.
Yeah.
Algo
Oh,
así.
amados.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the last
All
question
right.
right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, says, yo, people, stick around for the next one, cause it's about to get even juicier.
Juicy.
So, Judy, thank you.
Thank
Juicy.
you for having me.
We'll see you on the next one. So, yo, people, make sure you like, drop a comment, share this thing because, man, it's just going to get even better. So, peace out. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you on the next one.
Junior on the beat, boy. Ya está, podcast, boy. Ya estás, no vuelvo para atrás, libre del Alcatraz, en la guerra tengo paz. Mis metralletas es la oración y adoración, salvación para mi nación, manifestar el reino es la meta. Puesta la armadura, que las criaturas andan duras de la dimensión oscura, mi alma se apresura.